Okay, now guys, we'll do the experimental research design. I am still requesting we please do like, share and subscribe if you have not, and I will be expecting your questions at the comment box. This is still your friend Dozie, and contact us at 0703226171 or email us at chidozie.obianyo.201176@unn.edu.ng. So that is our where you can contact us from if you need any private discussion or questions or any other tutorial. Right now, experimental research design, we have discussed the non-experimental, and we'll be fast with this because this is very key to your exams and what we are talking about in this course: basic concepts in experimental design, in experimental psychology. Yes, so what is experiment? Why is it different from others? Experimental research design involves a manipulation of an environment and the measurement of the manipulation under a controlled condition. This is the definition. Experimentation involves manipulation of an environment and the measurement of the manipulation under a controlled condition. We can also state thus: experimental research design is the kind of research that involves the manipulation of an independent variable and measurement of the dependent variable while holding the extraneous variable constant. This is the definition you'll be having on experimentation. Now you will notice that there are two advantages that experimental research design have over other non-experimental designs or research designs. The two major reasons is this: one is ability to manipulate a variable. Two, ability also to hold extraneous variables constant. They are able to control for extraneous variables. They are able to control confounding. Other researches, such as, if you remember when we talked about correlation, we discussed correlation, not correlation. We talked about naturalistic observation, and you understand that these persons are being observed in the natural setting. For example, when there is riot, do you know that no matter if you study, for example, during the EndSARS in Nigeria, many students took to the street, many youths and everything. You could go on and take a survey on that setting, right, and events. Now, if you wanted to know the attitude or the perception of these Nigerian youths to their government, you will be understanding that you have information. You can obtain the information you're looking for, right? But trust me, I could give example that I could remember one of the engineering students in 500 level that has stayed more than the time supposed to stay in school. Other students were afraid, let the riot and the protest not enter the school and everything, but he was interested. Let it enter here, right? So that he will by himself bomb or destroy the faculty, engineering department. Now, because they have dealt with him, they have held him over time. This is, you understand why I'm making this example, is because in this situation, naturalistic observation, right? You cannot control all these kind of complexities. All you are collecting data. The government is bad. Oh, we don't want them. We don't, all of those things, this and that, everybody. But you don't know that people have other reasons. Some are saying because of school. Some are saying education. Some are, okay, the same thing, sorry. Some are saying no job. Some are saying, and some are having personal reasons, right? For example, this student that want to take a time to avenge all of those things, right? Now, you see that these extraneous variables come in all those non-experimental designs. But in experimental design, we try everything to control for them, for these extraneous variables. For example, I'm giving an example. If I want to research, to investigate, to know if mood can, if the effect of mood on academic performance, right? What will I do? I will ensure before that this person's mood are fine. I will ensure that before, for example, I said pinching and crying, I will ensure that before I pinch you, you have eaten, right? So hunger will not be an extraneous variable. I will ensure that you are in the right frame of mind, you slept well, in your relationship you are fine, your mental state is fine, your mood is stable, then we can proceed. Do you see how experimental method is able to control? If I want to check if you are good in your academic performance against mood, right? Before we give you the test to write, we will ensure that the windows are closed and everywhere is fine and serene and there is no noise, which can affect your performance in that academics performance, right? Academic test or little tests. We control and ensure that the students slept well. The reasons why people may fail could be every other reason. The reason why they may do better could be maybe they were previously exposed to the questions and every other thing. There are a lot of reasons. So experimental method try to a very good extent to control for extraneous variables. Hold them constant, right? If you allow them, they will mess up the whole situation. So this is experimental method. We are able to manipulate the independent and measure the effect on the dependent, and this is done under a control condition or while holding extraneous variables constant. What I was trying to say, that the two advantages of experimental method is manipulation and ability to control for extraneous variables. And now we'll go into the designs of experimental method, designs of experimental research. We have before we talk about that, we remember there is something we call conditions in an experimental design. Conditions. These are the places you place your participants, right? This is the kind of the levels you place them, so you know those who participate in this place and those who participate in the other place. So for example, mood and academic performance, that means if I'm using 20 participants, 10 will be in condition A, that is group A. 10, another 10 will be in condition B. And so condition A is happy movie, condition B is sad movie, right? In this situation, I try everything to control them, that for extraneous variable. What am I trying to say? That it is 5 girls and 5 boys here, the other one 5 girls and 5 boys, right? So we have created 2 conditions. Remember that this condition can be more than this. It can be 3 conditions, right? So this condition, we call them the experimental condition. And there is another condition we call the control condition. Control condition is the baseline we use to measure. So in other words, if I give sad movie, condition A, happy movie, condition B, I can bring another condition C, which is neutral, no movie, or simple movie that will not influence their mood. So in that situation, I've had a comparative group. Oftentimes, we may not necessarily put a control group since we have condition A and B, because we can use them, to control for each other, to checkmate each other and compare their outcome against the other people. So these persons watched movie and this one's watched the happy one, and they wrote a little exam and we check it. Now the designs we are about to talk about now is the one we'll call between subject design and within subject design and mixed subject design, 3 of them. That is what we're going to be talking about. What is between subject design? Very important for this course. Between subject design, in this situation, we have 20 participants already, right? In between subject design, between each participant only participate in one treatment condition, in one condition or in one treatment condition. That manipulation given to them, like in this situation, that the manipulation I gave them to their mood is sad movie and happy movie. I'm trying to manipulate their mood, right? So that is what we call treatments, right? Please. So I administer the treatment to group A, sad movie, group B, happy movie. This is their conditions and the treatment I gave them. So in between subject design, in each participant has only one condition to take or to participate in. So in other words, 10 of them will be in group A, and that is the only group they will be in. The other 10 will be in group B, and then I'll tell them, okay, you have 10 minutes to go through this movie, enjoy, have fun, and the sad movie group A will finish and be moody and start crying, right? For example, the happy movie will be happy and laughing, right? Then after that, I'll say, okay, please, I need your another 10 minutes from you. Please, I want you to engage in these arithmetics. Please, you just have 10 minutes for it. So after that, you see that perhaps if my hypothesis is true, that this mood will affect their academic performance, you see that maybe the ones that watched sad movie will be scoring 2 over 10, 1 over 10, 3 over 10, and the ones in group B, happy movie, 8 over 10, 9 over 10, 10 over 10. So in this situation, we can now go and tell them, hey, mood affect academic performance. Improve your mood, sleep well, and don't engage in mood swings. Eat banana, for example, right? Yeah. So now watch it. This is between subject design. That 10 there did not come over here and watch happy movie. No, they only had to participate, but in one treatment condition. Now it's very interesting. Their result we can now cross-check and know, right? But there are problems here. We have problem of differential characteristics. That moment you went to play ball with boys, and it's because you guys are boys. It's because they have muscle, right? It's because this and that, they are faster. Oh, it's because you have been training better. What do? Make sure that the number of girls in this group, this team, is the same with the number of girls in the other team. Make sure that the number of boys in this team is the same with the number of boys in the other team. Just like in this happy movie. Please don't say, oh, the group B that scored better is because they are in third year and we are in final year. How do you expect them? Oh, it's because they are more exposed. It's because they are mathematics students. No. What do? Ensure that the number of girls in group A, sad movie, is the same number of girls. So this is we solve the problem of differential characteristics. That is the first problem in this one. What am I doing? We call the solution is what we call matching and randomization. You randomize them, and then you make sure you engage on matching. That matching is ensuring that the number of age here is the same number of age to the possible means you can match them to the possible characteristics that are matchable, like age, like class levels, like gender. Number of girls is equal to number of girls here. Number of boys here is equal to number of boys here, right? Like that. And that is how to solve the problem that comes with between subject design. And if you check and this matching is not enough, or if you want to ensure that it's not because the other ones are better, that these ones did worse or did not come out good, what do? Ensure that 20 of them, all your participants, participate in all the treatment conditions, and that takes us to within subject design, right? Instead of you comparing me with another person, why don't you compare me with my outcome also? Let me do the both. So you notice that within subject design, every participant in that research participates in all available treatment conditions. Whereas in between subjects, they engaged only in one treatment condition, but within, they are expected to participate in all available treatment conditions. In this case now, that means the 20 students will first undergo any of them, like the happy mood, or let's say the sad movie. They will watch and they will be given tests, and their tests will be scored, and then after that 10-30 minutes later they will be given another happy movie this time. After that, they will write another test. So you see, we are comparing them with themselves. So we will take the result they had when they watched happy movie and compare with the one they got or obtained when they watched sad movie. This is called within. In within subject design, every participant participates in all existing and available treatment conditions. So it is very interesting, but then it has its own problems too. And one of them is differential carryover effect and general practice effect. How do all these things happen? It happens or occurs when the individual participants now carry over the effect of the first treatment condition they went through to the next one. What do you think they can carry over here? Fatigue. They are getting tired or boredom, right? Fatigue, boredom, even mastery, right? They can, oh, it's arithmetic they give us, and this and that. Okay. The next one, even though it's not the same question, but you understand that they will play better. They will play better in that, like they will express more mastery than they did in the first one when they were not informed or aware of what is going to come. So that is one of all the problems we have in this within subjects. So how do we solve it? First, we randomize and we build a time lag. That's why I said like 30 minutes they should try to rest so that their head will clear. They will not carry it because they have memorized a lot of things to carry to the next group, and they are tired, fatigued. They need to rest before they go into the next one, right? So that's what we do in within, and that is one of the ways we solve them. Randomization is one. We also do time lagging. Yes, give them rest between the first group and the second treatment group. So that is within subject. So in mixed design, that it incorporates the two, between and within. So in mixed design, you will notice that where you can run between at some point and bring within into it, and that is what we call within subject. Mixed design, the combination of the two designs. Now, there is one thing I want to point out here, and that is what we call demand characteristics. Demand characteristics in experiment occurs. That's something we refer to as nearly the same thing with reactivity in naturalistic observation, but they are not the same place. You know, in reactivity, we said reactivity is when a behavior of an organism, the organism modifies it as a reason of knowing that he or she or the organism is being more observed, right? Yeah, it affects, leading to confounding. But in experiment, we call it demand characteristics, though not the same. But here, the participants already have a clue of what the research is all about, what the experiment is going to be. Oh, we want to check if you watch this sad movie, you will be sad, and then you will now do bad in your academic performance. How would this sad movie affect your academic performance? You see that they will go watching that sad movie, and they will not allow you to make them cry, right? They will not allow you to manipulate their mood. So, demand characteristics occurs when participants in an experiment act accordingly to the experimental goals because they have clue, or they know, having known what the experiment is all about, they act accordingly in that respect, right? To prove or refute it. So if I want to check, I want to know if this drug can scratch or do scratch, like those pharmacological industries. You discover that in that situation, you would even a little scratch on your hair or at the back of your ear, you say, yes, I think it's scratching me. I think I felt a pain here. I think I felt an itch here. All of those things, right? So because you already know, we know how we control of all these things in psychology. That is when we talked about deception in ethics, right? Please, we should refer to those previous videos in Psychology 101. So that is experimental design. Is very strong, is very advantageous reason, because one of them is the ability to manipulate and another is to control extraneous variables. And we being able to control for this extraneous variable, it gives researchers this ability or power to do what? Infer causation. They can establish causal relationship in experimental research. We can say this caused this. We can say in experiment, this is the reason why this happened. Why? Because we have ensured that no other reason is given to this occurrence but the one we manipulated. I can say pinching makes may want to cry because I was able to ensure that the participant had no other reason to cry. Then I manipulated and the person cried. I can say this causes this because I was able to control for extraneous variable, and that's why we say other researchers, other research designs oftentimes could not do infer causation or infer causality or establish causal relationship. So, having done this, I want to drop also or bring in quasi or quasi experiment, QUASI. So you see that the quasi, the word means false, an experiment, like we have discussed, manipulation of a variable and measurement, right? So why is it now a false experiment? It's false because it does not have the power to manipulate, but there is a manipulation there because there is an experiment in it, even though it's false. So how does the manipulation occur? Mother Nature. Mother Nature manipulates the environment in this situation. For example, earthquake, plane crash, riots. These situations, once they occur, researchers can jump into it because the environment is already manipulated. They can jump into it to collect results or to collect data. And in quasi-experiment, control of extraneous variables is not possible. That is the disadvantage, and we should take note of that. So when you are carrying your pen and paper and your camera and running out to go and take data, please beware because your head may go. So you understand the information people are giving you there is not only you are coming back with several baggages, right? You will come back with more than you asked for. You cannot operationalize, this is the behavior I am looking for. If you go there, they will give you other things like the answers I talked about. There are other reasons why other people want to, maybe hunger, not even about the bad policing in Nigeria, but other reasons, hunger, and you see them boggling every other person's shop that are not even policemen or police relatives, right? You see, these are the problem in quasi-experiment. Please take notes. I want to end it fast. That quasi-experiment allows or waits for the mother nature to do the manipulation, and then takes advantage of that and collect data, which is used for research. And please remember to like and share. Thank you, and see you in other videos.